Hello guys, welcome to PlaybookFX. In this video, we'll be discussing flip zones. What is flip zone and how to utilize flip zone, how to build a working strategy on flip zone. Flip zone is one of my setup. It works most of the time, so I pay much attention to flip zones levels. If this is the kind of content you like and you would like to see more on this channel, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so as to when I release a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Without saying too much, please let's get right into the video. So in my previous video, we discussed supply and demand, and I said in an uptrend like this, we'll be expecting price to respect demand and continue filling supply. The moment price stake out a high like this, price has automatically filled the supply. Again, if price take out another high like this, price has filled this supply. This was a minor supply, but the supply is not valid. The reason why it's not valid is because this supply did not break any structure, so it's invalid. So this demand took it out. I will be expecting price to continue respecting demand. This kind of uptrend indicates that buying pressure is greater than selling pressure. When price gets to a point, instead of price respecting this demand, taking out this external structure, price only reacted to this demand, then filled this demand. Now in this scenario, we had a change of character. Price has taken out this swing low, that's failed, so we had a change of character. Now in this situation, this demand level has failed. Now when demand fails, supply will automatically take control. This point, since price has changed character, we had the market structure shift from here, so we're expecting price to mitigate this level and continue push it to the downside. This zone is the flip zone. When you have a demand that failed with little reaction like this reaction is what flips this demand to this supply. The same thing applies in a bearish scenario. High, low, high, low, high, low, and price created a high here. We'll be expecting price to create a new low, take out this low, give us a new low to continue to push to the downside, but instead price only reacted to this supply level and it failed. Now when supply failed, demand will take control from there, and we'll be expecting price to retest this level, continue pushing to the upside. This reaction here is the flip zone level. I'll be showing you more examples on the chart, so let's go to the chart and identify our flip zones. It works on higher time frame and lower time frame as well. Now if you are looking for a flip zone point of interest, you want to understand mitigation. Mitigation is when price touches a zone. In a simple term, let's say for instance this retracement touches this level, this zone here, that is mitigation. And if you follow mitigation from here, you see after price touched this level, push to the upside, price came back again, touch this level again. See, as you can see, this level failed to take out this high, so price only reacted here. Price mitigated this level but could not push to the upside. Now after price mitigated this level here and could not take out this high, price failed this demand here. This was the last demand before we had a change of character here. This was the last demand, and the reaction price left this level here becomes the flip zone. This was the reaction, and if you connect the POI together, you see everything here has been touched, everything here has been mitigated. This is the only area that has not been mitigated, so that is one example. Now if you are looking for a flip zone POI, you want inducement and fair value gap to be present for your setup to be high probability. Is one flip zone here. It has an inducement. There was a little bit of fair value gap here, so this was a valid POI. Not necessary that it has to have fair value gap and inducement, but for your setup to be high probability, you want it to have an inducement and a fair value gap. Now when price push to the downside again, you can see we have a break of structure here again. Now before price filled this level, we had a little bit of reaction. This reaction is a flip zone. You want to look for that other block that failed a supply or a demand. That will be your flip zone. That is one example there. Let's look for more. Here again, on 15 minutes on gold, we have this protected low. We have a sweep of liquidity here, price broke structure. So somewhere inside here will be that area I'll be expecting price to respect. Now if you go to 5 minutes, there is something I'm seeing here again as a flip zone. If you follow mitigation here and you follow structure from this leg, you see that we had a break of structure and that break of structure. All this area has been mitigated. Mitigation here, we have mitigation here, and this was the area price was supposed to respect to continue pushing to the upside, but instead price reacted a little bit and it failed. So this area becomes the flip zone. You can see after price failed this level, price came back to mitigate it and then broke structure to the downside. Now following mitigation again, this was supposed to be the next area price was supposed to respect, and if you can see, price came there, give this flip zone reaction, then push to the upside. So this is another flip zone here. You want to look for that reaction that failed a supply or a demand. So that will be your flip zone. This was a flip zone. The price was supposed to respect, but price failed it, giving us another reaction here again. So price gave us another flip zone here again. After price broke structure to the upside here, you see that price broke structure here, price broke structure here, and everything here has been mitigated. We had mitigation here. This was supposed to be the last demand that price was supposed to respect. Price reacted and it failed. So when this demand failed, you can see price came back, mitigate this flip zone, then continue selling to the downside. And remember, we have another flip zone here. Price disrespect this flip zone, giving us another flip zone again, and price even swept the high of this flip zone and pushed to the downside. And later on, price came back, mitigate that flip zone again before selling to the downside. So you see them everywhere on the chart. We had a flip zone here. I think it will be more clear on 15 minutes. Now price was pushing to the upside from here. Price broke structure to the upside here, and this level was the area price was supposed to respect next. This demand here was the area price was supposed to respect. Instead, price failed this level and price eventually came back to mitigate the flip zone that price created after failing this level. Price sold to the downside. If we look at what happened here again, you see that everything here has been mitigated. This was a valid flip zone as well, because this was the reaction that took out this low. This was the flip zone. Price failed this flip zone and gave us another flip zone as well. And gold later came back, took out the liquidity above that flip zone and then pushed the upside. That is the reason why I said most of the time, if you look to your trading rules, that inducement has to be present and fair value gap also, because when price take out liquidity resting above your POI in form of maybe in internal liquidity, inducement, fair value gap, price will buy or sell aggressively from there if there is liquidity present above or below your POI. There's another flip zone here. This was the reaction that took out this supply. See, price came back to respect that flip zone. Again, we have another flip zone entry here. This supply here, this was the reaction that took out this supply and gave us a flip zone. See, price came to that other block there, then bought. This is another flip zone here as well. Here has been mitigated, and this was supposed to be the last flip zone here. Our price was supposed to respect. Now, flip zone does not work alone. You have to combine it with liquidity, market structure, and all that before engaging in any trade, be it flip zone, breaker block, or whatever. And you need to have a confirmation criteria, something you look out for, so as to when price gets to your entry, you don't just set limit. You need to see that confirmation. And if you study flip zone very well, flip zones work very well even on lower time frames. So if you pay attention to your chart very well, you will notice Flipzone on smaller time frame. It works on 1 minute, 5 minutes, up to monthly, weekly time frames like that. Just go to your chart, study those moves, and in my next video we'll be discussing breaker block, and subsequently we'll be discussing more POIs. So this is where we'll be ending this video. I don't want the video to be too long, so you can watch this video 2-3 times as much as you can for you to understand flip zones. Then go to your chart and study them. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's episode. If you like this content and you like to see more, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comment in the comment section, turn on post notifications so as to when I release a video, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you and see you on the next one.